Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Big Gwalt's Fat Camp. Claressa Shields has all the talent in the world. I think Claressa is one of those fighters who, no matter what's going on with her right now with all the drama, it was meant for her to be an undefeated fighter. I really do believe that. You look at the amateurs, one loss to Savannah Marshall. Most people felt she won that fight. And that was the only blemish on her amateur record. As a pro, no losses. It just doesn't seem like the big man had any plans for the big Gwalt to take a loss when it comes to boxing. But the problem is, she seems to be her own worst enemy. Claressa Shields is someone who right now is in trouble because she has to lose weight. 40 plus pounds is what I believe it is. You can see here she's running. Run, Forrest, run. Finally listen to Lail Ali. She is on that treadmill. Looks like it's sped up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. 40 plus pounds is what the word on the street is that Claressa had to lose, or will have to lose, to get down to 160 pounds. Now, as far as where she's at right now, I think she may have maybe 15 pounds off already. She could have 20 pounds off. But she's actually come down in weight quite a bit. But you see, there was a time where Claressa felt really, really good about herself when it comes to making 160 pounds, and she was talking her trash.
Oh, you know what's up. I'm going to let you have your moment, though, but you know what's up with me. That's why I'm here. So come on to the USA and you can get smoked again.
Champion has the last words.
The money?
Yeah, we bring you the money and bring you the ass over
Pay me the money.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be there.
Yes,
Pay me
ma'am.
the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I just be a ring card girl this time? I'll take the job. You know, I'll take the airport or something. You know?
168. Bring that 160. You can't make it. Let's just be real. That's just being lazy because you can't make 160. Like I'll take
the job. You know, I'll take the airport or something. You know?
168. She talks all that. Oh, you was drained at 160. You can't make it. Let's just be real. That's just being lazy because you can't make 160. Like
Now listen to her talking that trash to Savannah Marshall. Let's just be real. That's just being lazy. Wanting to fight at 168 because you can't make 160. Now, Claressa was talking all that trash. So, okay, no problem. But this is back when Claressa was feeling good about herself. You don't hear her saying too much of anything right now because she has to get a whole lot of weight off. Now, Savannah Marshall is taller than Claressa. And you can see Savannah Marshall already didn't have no fat to lose. Okay, so for Savannah Marshall to say fighting at 160 is where she'd be more comfortable, probably because at fighting at 168 she'd be more comfortable, because at 160 it was killing her. But let me let the rest of this video play.
you can't make 160. Like I can make 160, but you want me to be more hydrated and be stronger at 168?
Let's go to London.
Let's go.
168.
I beat you again.
Well, the last time these two stepped in the ring.
Boop. I beat you again.
I'll beat you again.
You talking about the amateurs? Oh my God.
It'll win.
Stop it.
It'll win.
It's an amateur
It'll
win.
win.
Psycho, delusional. That's why you lost in the
I
pros.
don't think that was
8 rounds to 2.
Detroit.
You said what?
Where are we going to go? You let you shut down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Fucking shit again. I'm gonna smoke your silly ass. I'm gonna smoke your silly ass. I'm smoking you. I'm smoking you. I'm smoking you. I'm smoking you.
Let's stop.
I'm smoking you.
Two champions.
Nah, I'm smoking.
Three of the best
And
women
being bring her
boxers
ass
in the
and
world.
smoking it.
It was the
12,000 fans came out. Where was you at? Where was you at? You can't beat me. You can't beat me.
Oh.
Now that's Claressa going off. Talking the talk, ready to walk the walk. Because she says when it comes to making 160, it would have been easy for her, hard with Savannah, but hey, at 168, I would have fought you there. But see, this is where Claressa was talking her stuff. But the bottom line is, Claressa went up to heavyweight. She was huge. You see, but Laila Ali had told Claressa when she was down there at 168, 160 to cut down to 148, down there and where the better competition is. But Claressa didn't listen. But Laila Ali tried to tell her.
Now, as you can see, I was genuinely rooting for her. I gave her praise. I gave her a spotlight. When she asked for advice, I gave her valuable branding advice and boxing advice so she could have long-term success in and outside of the ring. I told her about the challenges that I faced fighting at 168 where there was limited competition, and I suggested that if she decided to turn pro, she should consider going down in weight somewhere around 148 where she would have more competitive challenges. I told her she should hire a nutritionist, trim off that excess body fat, and get into elite next level shape. I pointed her in the right direction, and I had high hopes for her. Whether she decided to turn pro or not, I felt like her future was bright if she played her cards right.
And did Claressa Shields play her cards right? Well, that's the conversation. Now, most of us would say she did not. That's why when it comes to big vote, Claressa Shields, you see her out here right now, doing this. Running. Because she's got to get all of that weight off. Because she didn't listen to Laila, and she didn't continue to have pride in herself, her discipline, and how she was able to get down to 160 and be comfortable down there. She says no woman would fight her, so she went up in weight to make history. But look at her now, paying the price. And as a result, we need to have a conversation about big vote and what this means for the viral 40-pound weight cut, which, in my opinion, is the biggest opponent, the scale. You see, when you talk about cutting weight, 40 pounds may be way too much. And I think this is the biggest risk facing Claressa Shields. And it could cost her everything. Kaye Scott, is she the most dangerous opponent? No. The weight cut, people. And I think the scale is going to shock the boxing world because Claressa may get knocked out by the scale and the weight cut before she even gets into the ring. Now, the story. We got to talk about it. Big Vote's Fat Camp. I'm like, why, Claressa? Why'd you do this to yourself and go all the way up in weight? Now you coming down. Why are you coming down? Nobody can make sense of why she's coming down. So we speculated and we made assumptions that this has something to do with a deal with Zeus. For Claressa to come down from heavyweight, drop those belts, open up the division to where some of the girls from Zeus who would fight at heavyweight would maybe go over, train, become professional boxers and try to get those titles. We don't know. So if anyone says to say that we're wrong for our assumptions and speculation, I tell you to hold your horse and stop taking to the stupid. It's just a conversation and opinion. Who are you to say we're wrong? Add to the conversation, Mick Nicholas. Now, I'm going to tell you, if a fighter is making a substantial weight cut, that process normally becomes one of the biggest storylines entering the fighting. That's why we're talking about this. A large reduction in body weight requires balancing, preserving your strength, maintaining energy, recovering from training, and arriving at the weigh-in healthy. These things right here are not concerns for Kaye Scott. They're concerns for Claressa Shields. Now, if done well, a fighter can perform at a very high level. If done poorly, performance can suffer. We're looking at Claressa Shields and we're wondering about this weight cut. And we're wondering about the team around her. If they're not putting any effort and any money in promoting her fights, how can we have the confidence that they're putting the money in to make sure that when she's out here cutting weight, that she's doing this under the expertise of qualified people and not just out here hot winging it, doing it on her own the way she's been doing her promotion. And I'm just being real with you. This is an area of concern from boxing fans and observers. Who is overseeing Big Gwolt's fat camp? Who's overseeing Big Gwolt cut 40 plus pounds? Who? Papoose, pat. What does he know about this? You see, if she had, I know she works with Snack, but if she had brought on a Angel Heredia or an Alex Ariza or even a Usman Sajjad or even Chris Algieri, right? He's a retired professional boxer, but his I think he has a master's in nutrition or something. The bottom line is, these are people who we know, we're familiar with, and know they have the expertise to help her cut the weight, stay healthy, preserve strength, maintain energy, recover, and arrive at the weigh-in healthy. But we don't know. So a lot of us are wondering, shit, this could be done poorly if she's doing it on her own, and her performance can suffer, and all of a sudden, Kaye Scott has a moment to shock the world. Now, I'm going to tell you there's a big difference between having a training camp versus a fat camp, okay? Because in boxing, a training camp isn't only about improving technique. Elite camps usually involve several priorities. Boxing skill, which is what Kaye Scott's focusing on, tactical preparation, conditioning, strength, recovery, nutrition. Those are all the things Kaye Scott's focused on. Then you have the weight management piece. That's what Claressa Shields is focused on. And this is what's crazy. When a fighter has more weight to lose than usual, Claressa Shields, more attention naturally shifts towards managing body composition. That doesn't necessarily mean technical work is neglected, but it does make the overall process more demanding because they got to cut the weight. Does that make sense to you all? You don't come into a fat camp and be focusing more on boxing skill, tactical preparation, strength, and etc. when you have to manage your weight and get it down. The focus is on, we got to get this weight to a certain point to where we can now focus on these other things. Because if not, it's not going to work. So that's why it's called fat camp. And that's why the overall process has become more demanding for Claressa Shields. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, nutrition matters. Layla tried to tell her. And I know Claressa knows. She's been fighting for a long time. I believe she understands it, but I also believe she got caught up with her ass. Wanting to show off her ass, her lobster tail. My ass, oh, kind of thick in the thighs. Mm-hmm. Man, please. Mm-hmm. I got a little something back here. Mm-hmm. She done got so consumed with her butt to where she's just throwing nutrition out the window. Even Papoose be looking at her crazy when he see her eating. You see, a diet built around frequent consumption of fried foods, Claressa Shields, sweets, cheesecake, shit like that, Claressa Shields, and highly processed meals can make it harder for an athlete to recover efficiently, to maintain body composition, to support cardiovascular fitness, and sustain intense training. Most elite fighters therefore emphasize balanced nutrition during training camps, but they also do that outside of training camp. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And this is something that Papoose was even trying to tell Claressa Shields. You know what I'm saying? In addition to all that, this shit about drinking alcohol and smoking. Now, I don't know if Kaye Scott drinks or smokes. I don't believe she does. Okay? But I'll tell you this right here. Claressa smokes and she drinks. Claressa is doing a lot of things that, my understanding she wasn't doing before. But I don't know her. Only the fly on the wall knows. And if that little motherfucker could talk, then we'd be somewhere. But what I will tell you, knowing that Claressa drinks alcohol and she smokes. I don't care if you're smoking a hookah or you're smoking a goddamn turkey ass. You're smoking. And we've seen her doing it. And sports medicine research consistently shows that excessive alcohol, let me tell you something, that shit is all bad. Excessive alcohol use can impair your recovery, your sleep quality, hydration, reaction time, and muscle repair. Even if you cut out the consumption of alcohol when training camp starts, it makes it hard to recover, to get good sleep, to hydrate, to react, and to repair muscle. And similarly, smoking, including the hookah, can negatively affect lung function and endurance. These effects don't guarantee poor performance, but they can reduce an athlete's physical capacity over time. So the bottom line is, it's all bad for Big Whoop. Smoking, drinking, overeating, Big Whoop's fat camp. Why, Claressa, why did you do this to yourself? Why'd you eat the cake, anime? Because you got Kaye Scott. They over there focus on speed, focus on everything. They're ready, upset on deck. Like, how the hell did Kaye Scott walk into this opportunity? Like, I'm sitting here right now saying, Kaye Scott is about to hit a grand slam. Like, the more I look at it, Claressa should win the fight. But when I start, peeling the layers back, I'm like, holy moly. Big Whoop could have, self-destructed right in front of us. Now, you may say, well, look, Hood, Kaye Scott's the less skilled fighter. She loses. No matter what, she loses. Even you know that. We understand you're just doing your videos. You're making great points, but let's be real. Claressa could lose a leg, lose an arm, lose an eyeball, and she'll still whip Kaye Scott's ass. And to that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. We should really be asking the question, can the less skilled fighter benefit? How about this? Imagine two fighters. Fighter A, technically superior. That's Claressa. Fighter B, Kaye Scott, less skilled, but has excellent conditioning and preparation. If Fighter A enters the bout underprepared physically, Fighter B's chances improve. Agree? That doesn't mean the more skilled fighter automatically loses. It means conditioning, stamina, and recovery can narrow the gap between athletes. That's all I'm trying to say, people. The gap between Claressa and Kaye Scott has narrowed. The more I do my research, the more I think this out, I brainstorm and put it on paper, I'm telling you, I'm like, holy shit. This gap is really being narrowed between Big Whoop and Kaye Scott. Who would have thought? And Lord have mercy. Well, I'm not going to say that because I don't, want to say nothing inappropriate. I'm about to say something that some people may take wrong. I want to say it so bad. I'm not going to say it because I don't talk like that. But it's funny as hell. I'm not going to say it. I'll leave it alone. But the mental side of all this, oh Lord, I'm so tempted to say this shit, but I'm not. Oh, it would have been the perfect punchline. But anyway, there's a whole mental side of all this. You see, champions like Claressa and Kaye Scott, but more so Claressa, they often develop confidence through years of preparation and success. Confidence in boxing usually comes from knowing that you've done the work and that you stayed in shape outside, in between fights. If a fighter feels physically compromised, it may influence decision-making, pacing, and willingness to take risks. This is Claressa Shields. At the same time, elite champions have also shown the ability to overcome adversity through experience and resilience. That's also Claressa Shields. But what happens if Kaye Scott, the Aussie, oi, puts the bing-bings on Claressa and Claressa loses? Oh boy. Almost every all-time great eventually experiences setbacks. A loss can become a learning experience, motivation to improve, or the beginning of a new chapter. And in Claressa Shields' case, she gets embarrassed. She runs and grabs a knife, and then you get that kill. And Kaye Scott and her team be running the Australian asses up out the goddamn venue. Because Claressa already said, she was ready to slice up Coach Santos because she got her ass beat, but she made up the story about someone patting out the gloves. So Kaye Scott, her and her team better be careful in case, the boxing gods shine a light on her and she gets a win. Because Claressa going to lose her damn mind. Don't expect Claressa to take a loss and say, yep, kudos to Kaye Scott. She was a better fighter. I'm going to learn from this experience. This gives me the motivation to improve. Just kind of take a look at the things I've been doing wrong. And I'm just looking to start a new chapter of my life. 2027, me, Papoose, Pap Jr., and coming back as a better person and become champion again. That shit ain't going to happen. But I tell you what, the way she's going to respond if it happens, that matters as much as the defeat itself. You see? Because there are some who return stronger. Others struggle to regain momentum. I think that'll be Claressa. I think she'll be depressed. The bottom line is each athlete responds differently. You know what I'm saying? So if Big Whoop were to lose, and again, I'm telling you, she should be the favorite. I just think the gap between the two has narrowed considerably. But if Claressa were to lose, Big Whoop goes down in flames. Shit, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? If Kaye Scott were to clip Claressa Shields, it would likely be viewed as, I would say, maybe the most significant upset in the history of men and women's boxing, but definitely in women's boxing, because of Shields' accomplishments, which she reminds us about every chance she gets, and the expectations from Claressa Shields and how she performs on fight night. And the immediate discussion is going to likely center on the things that, stuff we've been talking about on my channel. It's going to be like, what happened in training? I've been talking about that. What happened in between fights? I've been talking about that. What happened over the last year or so? What distractions? Did the weight cut play a role? Who's coaching her? Where are the technical decisions? What comes next? Is something going on in her personal life? It's going to be all kind of shit going on. Now, would this automatically define the rest of Claressa Shields' career? I mean, I don't know. But I will say many elite fighters have suffered defeats and remained among the sport's best. But the thing is, Claressa has just created, just such a crap storm for herself. You know what I mean? She has so much attention on her, and it's all negative. But that's what she's done. I didn't do that. You didn't do that. Claressa Shields has done that because of just the way she carries on, the way she acts. It's nothing that we've done. This is what she's done to herself. You can't come out here being disrespectful to the whole world, talking crazy, and expect people to just overlook all that or to say, well, she's a boxer. That's just not how it works. The stuff Claressa Shields says and does is over the top. It's way over the top. And that's why she's in the position she's in right now, where everybody's talking about her. And again, it's not they're not talking about her in a nice way at all. It's actually pretty crazy. But anyway, before I get out of here, for those who don't know, this is what I'm talking about.
Like I said. Who said what? Ban who? Who said what? Ban who? Ban who? Like I said, never was I ever banned from boxing. I'll see you all August 15th at State Farm Arena. 20,000 plus will be in attendance, honey. Pre-sale, on sale right now. Yeah. Don't get quiet on me now, fake YouTubers with your fake news. Ban who? Petition who?